Yeah.
Hey. Yes. I can barely see the TV.
Greetings, lovely people.
Hello. Welcome.
Thank you for coming out in this nice cold weather.
People are still making their way in. Thank you, everyone, so much for coming. My name is Zuri, and beside me is my uncle, the awesome Kimani Marley. Yes!
Young uncle.
Yes. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So, still checking out technical difficulties. All right, guys, this is the get together, House of Marley and Miss Lilies and me and Uncle Kimani and you, all of you. Dope. So let's get started because I have some questions for you.
And my big brother Rohan is also
Uncle
here,
Ro.
so
Where's Uncle Ro?
he doesn't get to escape.
Oh, see him there?
There he is.
All right, so I'm going to ask you some questions. So
right.
Let's go back. Back. I don't know how far back it goes for you, but what came first, the music or the singing or the performing or the writing or the acting?
For me, what came first? All right, well, first of all, my life growing up, singing wasn't something that I thought I would be doing. Singing wasn't something that I wanted to do. You know, for me, growing up, I was always into sports, following my big brother Ron, of course. So, you know, so for so for me, my early years was about sports, not about music. And then, you know, music was always something that was still, you know, a part of me. You know, like everyone else, you know, we get into the shower and we sing our favorite tunes.
Some of us are very embarrassed of that.
Yeah, you know. And then so my singing career, you know, I say it all the time, kind of started as, I don't want to say a fluke, but it kind of started as, you know, one of my friends saying, he want me to give him a dub plate. And them time, I was probably about 14 years old, 15 years old. And saying, want me to give him a dub plate. And I said to him, well, I don't sing. And he said, well, it no matter. It no matter. Nobody can say them play a Marley dub plate tonight. And so, you know, I start singing like a tune, and this producer by the name of Carl Peterson walking at the time and said to me, well, you know, you have a nice tone. And he didn't say you know how to sing. He said you had a nice tone. And you should, you know, come through the studio and see what we can work out. And, you know, so my early years started with Carl Peterson, and one of the first songs I wrote was a song called Dear Dad. Actually, the first song I wrote was a song called Unnecessary Badness. And the song after that was a song called Dear Dad.
All right. And what genre were those songs?
Reggae, dancehall. Start off, you know, doing dancehall music.
Because I know you said you're influenced by all types of music, all genres, folk, country,
Absolutely.
Soft rock, everything.
Everything.
So how did you find those genres? You just heard them?
No, well, those genres, all right. Moved from Jamaica when I was about 8 years old. And in Jamaica, you know, at the time, we had one radio station that we tuned into. So when I moved to Miami, my mom bought me a boombox. So I tuned into the first radio station I found and, you know, figured out there's only one radio station in America as well, not knowing. And it happened to be like a soft rock station. So you find that my early years was a lot of Bon Jovi, George Michael,
but yes,
Guns N' Roses,
yes,
you know what I mean?
Bon
And so,
Jovi.
yeah, and so I fell in love with that genre and that art and, you know, the expressions of the guitar and the vocals and.
So Marley meets Bon Jovi. I like where that's going.
Yeah, you know, I George Michael used to be my favorite artist, so that should tell you. John, yo.
Listen to the lion please. We have 2 lions in the building, so please, guys, keep it down.
Let's say 2 things, so just want to hear 2 things, and then we can talk a little bit, yeah? Just give it 2 seconds there. Thanks so much.
Hey. All right. So it's been like 7 or 8 years since your last album?
Yeah, about 7 years.
You're still around though.
Yeah, I'm right here. I stay busy, you know. Did some collaboration, Protege, I acting, you know, did a few little singles by myself, and I've been fortunate enough to stay touring. Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
What about any collaborations with the brothers? Any of the other brothers?
Yeah, of course. We've been making music together ever since, you know. On this particular album, I have a song with Damien on it.
Okay.
You know, we feature Damien on a song called Keepers of the Light.
So you do have an album coming up?
Album will be out 6/30. That is June 30th.
6/30, Kimani Marley album. What about Roots Rock Reggae? I'm trying to see that live again one time.
That was, you know, Roots Rock Reggae, that was a wonderful experience, you know. That was when the brothers went on tour together for the first time. And, you know, for me, that is still one of the most memorable moments of my musical career, is to be able to have all of us in one place. And we do occasionally, maybe once or twice a year, but to be able to take it on the road and have a tour, something amazing.
So hopefully. All right. So I know you've been influenced by hip-hop somewhat. Whenever people bring up your name, they're always like, oh yeah, he does hip-hop, right? He raps, right? You're like the rapping brother. So your new single is very dancehall influenced. What can you speak on that?
You know, my influence is music. You know, I've never considered myself a reggae musician or a rap artist, or you know, I've just considered myself an artist who, you know, is not afraid to dibble and dabble in different genres, because at the end of the day, it's about expression. So, you know, if you can express yourself on different genres of music, and it is something real and not something that, you know, you're doing because Tom next door is doing it, then, you know, why not? You know, I always say, if you're a my brother is a farmer, I make clothes and all kind of things. So if you're a farmer, I can make a good jacket. Why not make the jacket too?
If you can do it.
Coffee.
All right. Can we hear some of the songs? Can we hear some of the performances?
All right. Well, I play a few songs. I play a song right now that's coming up on the upcoming album. And I'll play a few different songs just to show, you know, a little bit of diversity and, you know, who I am and where I am as an artist. So I guess we can play a song called All the Way first. All the Way. Little different. You know what I mean? It's music. Yeah.
Cause you do me so right, and without hesitation you can do me all night, without no second guessing, you can have it your way, every day like it's your birthday, and we ain't gotta plan it, just do it, with you I'll go all the way, with you
That's all the way.
Hey.
That's new off the new album?
Yeah, that's one of the tracks off the new album. And It's art of music, you know. This is the new album will consist of 12 tracks and 5 bonus tracks. And the 5 bonus tracks is totally different from what the album, the feel of the album is.
So what have you been listening to? What genres are you into? Who's your favorite artist now that you're listening to?
Favorite artist? I wouldn't really say I have a favorite artist. You know, I'm a fan of music. You know, and I love good music. So it really doesn't matter who the artist is. It doesn't matter if the artist is known or unknown. You know, I'm a sucker for a good song. Yeah.
Same. I think we all love a good song still. Is there another?
I'm playing another song.
Yeah, please. Please.
No, I'm the artist that like to push the envelope a little bit, that like to express freely, that like to, you know, have no boundaries and I guess somewhat walk the chalk lines of danger while being as safe as possible.
Tightrope.
So this next song is called Fancy Things, yeah?
She know I no big Benz, no one no fancy car. She know I no big house, don't impress her at all. Say she need a man who I go give it to her heart. She said she want it long to feel it through the night. And then she says, baby, please, you can keep all your fancy things. All I want honestly is for you to make love to me once again. So baby, please, you can keep all your fancy things. All I want honestly is for you to make love to me. Making love, making love. Every time I'm with you, all I wanna do is lay and make love. Once again, making love, making love.
Yeah.
Hey, I really like that one.
Music.
That's
yeah.
vibes.
Yeah. You know, son. Yeah, so
That's more like me.
I really love what's that fancy thing.
yeah, that track is called Fancy Things.
You have another?
I play a song now called oh, I play the guitar.
These are all off the new album, guys. 6:30.
Samples from the new album, yeah. This next one, one or two of you might have heard it before. And this is the next song from the upcoming album, and this one is titled Get High, yeah? Freedom of expression. Sit now.
One big bottle, girl, me a wine pan baka. 2 bag of weed, some papers and grab a make we get high. Go and build your spliff bonnet and push it into the sky. We get high,
High.
we get high, we get high. Ooh, so come follow me. Cause I'm me the girl, them a pray. No boy a chat, but that no worry. Make them know so we no stall out. And the shot of them they all bout. Guinness a beat, so me under my senses. Yeah, and you know me bunny plenty. Yeah, me bunny plenty. Yeah. One big body girl, me a wine pan baka. 2
Hey. If you can see him, you can tell that he's naturally a performer, as you can see. Yeah,
And
that's
as we
a
go-
single.
That's a single. That's one of the singles. And then I can play you something that is totally different now. I play you one of the bonus tracks from the album. And this is totally different from the feel of the 12 songs that the album consists of. So we play something called Love. Play Love.
This is inside info, guys. No one else is hearing this.
Sneak peek. Peek sneak. Sneak peek. Yeah, because we not even did plan for this. Early years influence.
I pour a shot for the victims. Didn't make the evening news. Then 2 shots for the system, from which we've been abused. Said I'm singing for justice, yeah. Justice. In a world so confused. Ooh, baby, no. I'm a fighter for freedom. Freedom. And it's a fight that we can't lose. As long as we got love. As long as we got love. As long as we got love. Yeah. As long as we got love. Lead me by the...
So yeah, it's why thank you. Music, yeah. So it's it's about being creative. It's about trying to stay fresh. It's about being true to yourself and not to what people expect of you or what people want of you, but being able to express freely and be comfortable with what it is you're saying. No matter what the critics say to you. Me, I never really give a about about what I'm saying. I've always been content and happy with just being me and saying whatever it is that comes to mind.
So were you always a performer? Were you always charismatic like this?
I like that word. I don't say. I mean, I don't know. I guess I've one thing I've always been is true to myself. You know what I mean? So I don't try to be anything else but me. I don't, you know what I mean? And my growing up was very, very humble. You know what I mean? So I like my joy is making people happy. However, I go about doing that. Whether that is through music, whether that is through helping a hand, whether that is through, dropping $1 in a hat. Whatever it is that can bring joy or bring a smile to someone's face, that's what we are about.
And acting, is that something you just stumbled upon, or were you always like, I'm an actor?
I think we're all actors, We're
we're
all actors and actresses. Yeah, because we go through life wherein sometimes, we act as if we're hurt or act as if we're happy and, act as if, everything is okay when it's not. So, it's just being able to take your real life and apply it to art.
So everyone in here could be in the next Shotters, possibly. Seeing
Possibly,
as we're all
of course.
actors.
Yeah, no, indeed.
Audition, guys.
Indeed.
Let's see some of the acting. If you guys turn around, we're gonna have some clips from some
clips are going over
Yeah,
here?
man, clips are going.
All the stuff.
We're gonna have clips. And so you did Shotters, and then you had One Love.
Shotters and One Love. I played a small cameo in a movie called Haven. And, for the past 2 weeks or so, we've been in conversation about bringing part 2.
Last time I see you, you're still up.
Shotters.
I hear you. Ooh, technical difficulties. Oh, there you are. Shotters Part 2.
I don't know that run of the blood.
Bro, for real.
Can't be a baby favor, man, youth.
Why you know saying that selfish and crazy way? I wish you would.
How are yourself a big? You don't tell him everything cool, man. No fret.
You know say me and your brother like brother, right?
Jay. Him take care of me, man. You don't have nothing for him, man.
Alright.
Cool. Yo, me I go back, son.
Cool, man.
Shotters.
I'm alright, I good, yo, man.
Good boy.
Alright, man, I watch him.
You know some monsters we are create.
Yeah, play more.
So, was it easy?
yeah, man.
Was it easy playing a rude boy?
Blood clot view.
Was it easy playing a root? Well, it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard. It wasn't hard. It's not something that's. I wouldn't say the lifestyle, but you know, like I said, I grew up in the inner city, so you see these things. You know what I mean? You get to witness some of these things firsthand. So it wasn't hard. Art imitates life, yeah.
Art imitates
Yeah,
life.
art
That's a great
imitates
quote.
life.
That's a great quote. Shotters, you said in an interview that Shotters was a bunch of friends with a dream and no business plan. A dream and no business plan.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. A bunch of friends with a dream and no business plan. And you know, it's really and truly to this day, it's amazing to see what this, I guess, what is considered a low budget movie has done. You know what I mean? For me, Shutters, for me, it seems like I did it yesterday, because there is not a day that passed that someone don't make mention of it, or ask when there is a part two, or see me in the streets and quote a line or two. So it's been, you know, it's been very current. It's Shutters was bootleg 5 years before it was actually released, and even after the actual release, still was able to do good numbers selling DVDs.
And it's like a cult classic, I'd say.
Yeah, that them say. I don't say it.
And you're also a writer. You have a book called Dear Dad.
I wrote a book called Dear Dad.
I'm very into that book. I read it.
Yeah, writing that book for me was important, because I feel as though, you know, as an artist, you want people to understand you. You know what I mean? And it is very easy to sit and hear and know me and know my last name and assume. You know what I mean? So for me, it was important to tell my story so that the people who take the time to listen know that I'm coming from a real place. You know what I mean? And not coming from what Ken or John down the street is telling me, but, you know, coming from a real place where we have experienced a lot of life, you know what I mean? And a lot of life that gives you the ability for me, you know, just to be humble. You know, I say it all the time that I pass no man on the street. You know what I mean? Anybody who stop me for a conversation, I stop. So it don't matter if you're barefoot or in $1 million suit. You know what I mean? If you stop to talk to me, I'll stop and talk.
I think that some of... Guys, can you quiet down at the back, please? Because this is very important conversation. Thank you. I think that what my uncle is expressing right now is something that when people hear the last name Marley, they judge and assume, and they think they know. But what my uncle has written in his book says otherwise, and I think it's very important, not just for this family, but for any family or any person that you meet that might have a famous last name or something. It's important that you look at both sides of the story. So I think that some of the things that you've expressed in the novel really resonated with me personally, because
Nice.
it's very... It's interesting, you know, growing up Marley, how you express that in the book. What advice can you give to the third generation or other people who have
It's
something?
really simple, you know. It's really life is just about, you know, about loving your brothers and your sisters and being true to yourself and finding your purpose in life and make sure that you make the best of that. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people complicate this thing when it is one of the most simplest things to do is to live your life, you know what I mean, and be happy and
love.
share that joy and share that love.
So in an interview, you said, sometimes I may have a dull cutlass, but I still have to cut my own path. So how do you stay so individual? How do you cut your own path?
Like it's about hard work. It's about knowing what you want out of life and letting nothing interfere or stop you to achieving that goal. So even if the cutlass dull and you still have to chop your path, you have to chop your path. It may take a little longer, but you have to chop your path.
It's like kind of like cutting down a tree or something. Like every chip you get, chip
Yeah, you have
until
to
it
chip away
falls.
and exactly.
So I'm going to bring up Grandpa now. I'm going to bring up Bob. And in terms of his message, when back then, when he was giving his message, it was revolutionary.
Still giving,
in a way,
still
yes.
revolutionary.
Still here. What do
Very
you
much.
think the modern day revolutionary looks like?
I mean, it's still like Bob. You know what I mean? That music is still here at the forefront, leading the way. You know, and then, you know, it is good to see the evolution of reggae music. It is good to see artists like Chronix. It's good to see Abaka. It's good to see Roots Revival. And so there are a lot of bands now, not just individual artists, but bands coming out of Jamaica that is really, you know, really paving the way for themselves and also for reggae music in the new generation.
I think also, you know, what you're saying about being an individual resonates with all of us. I think I see people who are revolutionary every day, from someone who deals with clothes, someone who has a certain style, someone like wearing a wig or not wearing a wig, just being individual and being who you are and being a creative.
Right. And the revolution is being fought on many different levels and many different battlefields. You know what I mean?
Different for everyone. So, you have kids. Yes.
I do.
Kids are great. I love kids. Cousins. My cousins, actually. And there's this whole trend nowadays where these kids are really, really obsessed with social media. Like, you can't get away from it. Like, their self-esteem is based on how many followers they have or how many likes they have. What can you say to that? I'm sure you're on Instagram and all.
Whoa, you know, I really don't, I don't know what to say to that. I mean, you know, when I reflect on my life as a child and the life that these children are having now, I would keep mine.
So you do without Instagram.
I would keep mine because we come from an era where we went outside and we knew our neighbors, and you know, we went outside and we create and we were able to invent and, you know, love each other as brothers and sisters. Now I see these kids, them stay inside and them play PS3 and, you know, their social life is on social media. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not outside.
Right, it's not outside of
They
that.
don't
So
play
for
in
me,
the dirt.
No, that is sad. No one is making them own kites anymore. You know what I mean? I come from an era where we go pick the coconut tree and take the stem and take the newspaper and build our own kites. You know what I mean? And things like that. And that is, boy, I don't know. That for me was the sweet time of my life. And what I see these children living now is, it's not life.
So basically, your ego should be built from hard work and not how many followers you have, not what you did to get those followers.
Absolutely.
That's very important, because it's not just teenagers. You know, people of all ages are being sucked into this thing. It's actually crazy. So what are you passionate about now? What are your do you have new passions, new things that you like to do?
New things? No, you know, me it's kind of one of them kind of people. I just love make music, you know what I mean? And I love to be able to give back. You know what I mean? So I work to give back. You know what I mean? I don't work for, to as I say, me's no bling and no ching ching and that other stuff. So my life is about, making good music, being able to inspire a generation, being able to make change in someone's life, being able to carry on such a beautiful legacy. You know what I mean? And being able to bring smiles. I remember, growing up sometime. I've had times when all I wanted was someone to listen, to give me that opportunity. So I want to be able to be that person that is able to present some of these younger ones with the opportunity they may not think they, would get.
Just for some, do you have anything else you want to play?
Yeah, you want to play some more music?
Yeah.
Play
more
some.
tracks, more tracks.
I play a song right now. Which one? No. Go on to the artist. So I play a song now called We Are, and it is me, Mattis Yahoo, and Gentleman.
Oh, I love Mattis Yahoo.
Yeah. Mattis Yahoo.
Kimani Marley.
And Jacob.
Alright.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Oh, yes.
When you can't go further, when the sky screams murder, blood shot up in the eyes, but the fire gon' burn ya. How can I combat these demons? How can I contact my enchants? Pure souls and the one I can trust. Is I must come back to the one I believe in. How can I contact my feelings? This toxic world, I need healing. Scream till my heart bleeds freedom. That's up on the ceiling. Now I got that feeling.
We are the voice of love. We are the voice of hope. Yes, we are what we are. Yeah. We are the voice of peace. Still we are the lords of war. Yes, we are who we are. Yeah. I see the creatures in the night again. Can't believe my eyesight, see Pharisees and scribes again. Then try out be light again. This step we made it, what a pity if we fight again. Between a bullet and a target, I see the media promoting that them a market. 1,000 miles we go walking. With perseverance we a march and we not only attack it. Be righteous we never roam. Yeah. We chat with the Father, don't you think that we are trod alone? Certain things they've never known, and put them faith in a copper and crown. We are the voice of love. We are the voice of hope. Yes, we are what we are. Yeah. We are the voice of peace.
Thank you. It's cold and it's hot every time I open that door. I feel like I'm freezing.
So, hello.
Yeah.
I have just a couple more questions for you.
Couple more.
These are really easy though. You
Damn.
you can only say one of them. Is my mic on?
Yeah.
You can only have one answer.
One answer.
One answer. Okay?
All right.
Okay. So, this is really deep, okay?
All right.
So, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Hey, Marley coffee. Marley coffee. Marley, stir it up.
Not just coffee, Marley coffee.
So, movie or book?
Oh, wow. Jeez,
You can only pick
Book.
one. Book?
Book.
Jerk or curry?
None.
No, jerk.
Can't pick one of them. I'm gonna like jerk, I'm gonna like curry.
So, ocean or river? Ocean or river? River, fresh water.
River.
So, rice or festival?
Festival.
Yes, thank you. I agree. Festival. Patty or bun and cheese?
Bun and cheese.
Bun and
Oh,
cheese.
yeah. Hold on.
Patty.
What kind of party?
Any kind of patty, as long as it has crust.
Yo, me not lie. I love my bun and cheese.
Bun and cheese from the side. All right, Super Bowl or World Cup?
World Cup.
Okay.
That's a no-brainer.
All right. Studio recording or live?
Live.
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 All right. Love or hate?
Oh, love.
The truth or a lie?
The truth. Or depends.
No, 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 no. No, no, no. It does not depend. It does not depend. We need the truth. We need the truth. We need the truth.
The truth.
At least be true to yourself. At least be
Yes.
true to yourself. At least.
Important.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sitting with me, Uncle.
Not
Thank
a problem.
you.
Not a problem.
Uncle Kimani is going to perform some songs live for us. Yes! Since he prefers live anyways, he's going to give you some of that. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed the interview. Get together again. Thank you.
I play you 2 more songs, eh? I'm gonna play you a song that played in the end. I guess one of those scenes in All the Girls. Play Love Overall.
You reap what you sow 10 times over. What drop off a head must drop on shoulder. We're living in a world full of bad mind people and haters. Nobody pay them no mind, go and love your neighbor. All we need is love, love. Overall, we need some love, love overall. Just a little bit of love, love overall. We need some love, love overall. Them say the whole of we.
I want to share one more song. This song I wrote and recorded approximately 13 years ago. And I would like to share it with you. It's, I Believe. See if I can play that.
Guess I'm writing you this letter, 'cause I never thought it would be this way. You were my secret treasure. How could I let you slip away? Still I just wanna thank you for every little thing. You've been more than wonderful. What joys you have brought. And still I believe true love will always find its home. Yes it does, baby. And I really love you. I'm missing to hold you. You're here but so long, you've been gone. You've been gone. Times I've wasted searching. I guess I was just blind to see that the one who really loves me has always been right here by me. And I'm sorry if I hurt you. My apologies for all my games. Only a king truly deserves you. For you're a queen in every way. Still I believe true love will always find its home. Yes it does, baby. And I really love you. I'm missing to hold you. You're here but so long, you've been gone. You've been gone. Whoa, yeah, my songs say Foolish man will watch as true love passes by. Foolish man will watch as true love passing by. Foolish man will watch as
Can I have some help with this one? Yeah? Alright, here we go. I wanna love you and treat you right. I wanna love you, oh, every day and every night. We'll be together. What we got? We got the roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter, oh, Miss Lily say, of my single bed. We'll share the same room. For Jah provides the bread. Is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? Oh, is this love, is this love, is this love, is this love that I'm feeling? Oh, oh yes I know, yes I know, yes I know now. Oh yes I know, yes I know, yes I know now. I'm willing in heaven. Oh, so I throw my cards on the table, and I wanna love you. I wanna love and treat you, love and treat you right. I wanna love you every day and every night. We'll be together with the roof right over. We'll share the shelter, oh Lord, yeah, of my single bed. We'll share the same room, 'cause Jah provides the bread. This is love, this is love, this is love, this is love that I'm feeling. New York, I say, this is love, this is love, this is love, this is love that I'm feeling. Along with the cold. Oh, oh yes I know, yes I know, yes I know now. Yeah, I wanna know now. I'm willing and, yeah, I'm willing and able. So I throw my cards on the table. Now I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna love and treat you right. New York, I'm gonna love you every day and every night. We'll be together. We got the roof right over our heads. We'll share the shelter, yeah, oh, of my single bed. We'll share the same food. Right up this lily we did. This is love, this is love, this is love, this is love. Love, love that I'm feeling. This is love, this is love, love that I'm feeling. Oh, yeah. We'll play one more. Alright, we'll play one more. We'll play one more. I'm not gonna say help me sing that one or two. I need some help. It's cold. Warm me up, yeah? Old pirates, yes, they're bad. sold out to the merchant ships. Minutes after they took her from the bottomless pit, but my hands were made strong by the hands of the Almighty. We forward in this generation, yeah, triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? That's all I ever had. You sound great. Redemption songs, redemption songs. Emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them cannot stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Yes, some say it's just a part of it, but we've got to fulfill the book. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? That's all I ever had. Redemption songs. Redemption songs. Sing it every day. Sing it everywhere. Sing it every day. Emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them cannot stop the time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it, but we got to fulfill the book. New York helped to sing another song of freedom. That's all I ever had. Redemption songs, yeah. Redemption songs, yeah. Redemption songs, yeah. You know, it's funny. I sing you a little piece of one of my favorite songs, and it's a song. Dear Dutch says, when the whole world lets you down, and there's nowhere for you to turn, and all of your best friends, they let you down. Get you to know that one, man. Now it's time to accumulate, but this world is full of hate. Now all of your best thoughts, just a trip through space. Yes. Well, what? I know a place where we can carry on. Yeah. I know a place where we can carry on. But there are people like you, people like me, where there's a place in the sun where there is love for everyone. Yes, New York City, Miss Lily, come on, I'm all speaking, I don't know. Rastafari. Well, I sing him a final song. Now, this song is a song that means so much to me. This song is a song that, you know, one of the early songs I wrote. And, you know, for me, I've never really been the one to bring my problems to people. So I find that I express myself through music. My brother Ro, gotta love him, yeah? So this is my letter, and it goes. Dear God, I have a letter here from me to Dad, and I want you to know might be a little sad. Dear God, stretch up, letter here from me to Dad, straight, and I want you to know. Here it goes. Dear Dad, I really didn't get to know you. When sometimes I sit and wonder and it makes me blue. But there's one memory that stays on the back of my mind. And this memory got me thinking about you all the time. Whoa, I swear we miss you so. And I wish that you was here to see your boys grow. In case you're wondering, mommy, she's doing fine. And to tell me stories about you, Papa, all the time. So when I'm down and out, lonely or just feeling blue, all I do, daddy, is think of you. The thoughts alone erase my fears and dries my tears. I'm just writing to let you know someone cares. I love you, really, really love you, Daddy. I miss you, and I know my brothers and sisters do too. I love you, really, really love you. Oh, so true, do. And I know you gave your love to the people, and some of whom you thought you could trust, they deceived you. But betrayal brings another day. At least that's what my mama said. And then when I'm through, I'll place this letter in the Bible, and I'm gonna pray to Jah to send his disciples to deliver you this letter. It will make me feel much better. Now I sing. Dear God, I have a letter here from me to Dad, and I want you to know, might be a little sad. Dear God, letter here from me to Dad, and I want to let you know. P.S. So much things I'd like to know, so much things to say. I'm gonna save it cause I know we'll be together someday. I'm just writing to let you know that New York cares, and to let you know you left the whole world in tears. Yeah, and we're wishing you were here. Oh, Jah, we're wishing you were here. Daddy, I love you, really, really love you. Brother, I love you, and I know my brothers and sisters do too. I love you, really, really love you. Oh, so true, do. New York City, love you. Thanks for having me, Miss Lily. The food is great. Big up, Miss Lily. Yeah, and also right here to my left is Ishmael. Yes, I. So big up Ishmael, the musician, the guitarist, the artist, the humanitarian, philanthropist. Yes, baby. Brother. I use this music to defeat my enemies. Mr. Selector, can you play this for me, please? We are soul.